So this is super important. Super, super, super important. The rules of ornamentation. Now, before we go dive into each ornamentation technique, then let's talk about the rules of ornamentation. Yeah. So respect the rhythm. What does that mean? So if you remember, the skeleton is the bare bone melody performed in a rhythmically correct way. Everything starts with embodying the melody and the rhythm. So there is a beat. So like, for instance, I'm playing, let's look at da, 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 da. There's a beat and I need to respect it. Da, 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 da. If the ornamentation technique that I'm using is on the expense of the rhythm, I have to course correct. Okay. And then the second thing is that to respect the integrity of the melody. So what does that mean? So, you know, when it comes to ornamentation techniques, if you've seen, as you sometimes like add details to the melody itself, and there is a line between adding of yourself in a way that beautifies the original melody, which is a really lovely thing. Yeah, in a way, you're sort of co-composing with the composer. And there is a line between going like, I altered the melody. I did not respect the integrity of the melody. And like, for instance, if I am to show you of how will that look like, with disrespecting the integrity of the melody, that will look like this. Very simple song. So how would it look like if I disrespect the integrity of a melody? I just went to a whole different maqam. I played it in a different maqam. I changed the whole thing. I changed the notes. That's not okay. That is making a whole new thing. So basically, it's altering the melody that is in a way that is too far from the original melody. Yeah. And that can happen during adding ornamentation. Your priority, your rule is so far is respecting the rhythm, which will look like this. So if I am doing, so say if I am doing it incorrectly and I'm disrespecting the rhythm, this is how it might look like. It's like somebody who's a bit drunk. Like walking like this. It's not, there is no beat. Yeah? Okay. And you'll be amazed. Even advanced musicians, sometimes they fall for this. So don't consider this too basic. Okay, so the third rule of ornamentation is to ornament the piece of music using your bank of ornamentation techniques appropriate to your stage. So variety in Arabic music is key, super important. One of the things that each one of you needs to aspire to do is to play each melody with at least 5 different ways, 10 different ways, 20 different ways. Just, you need to actively engage your brain in thinking about how to do each melody in so many different ways. I will give you the tools now, don't freak out. But just example, okay? So though they don't look so different, but there are subtle differences. It's not the same. So this is one of the rules of ornamentation. And obviously, again and again, this needs to happen within your range of abilities. So if you have 2 ornamentation techniques in your bank, good, use those. If you have 1, use that. Okay, and if you have 5, then it's really useful to sometimes write them in a piece of paper and just look at them while you are ornamenting a piece, and just actively think of, how can I do this in different ways? Yeah. Which brings me to 4, which is using a variety of ornamentation techniques, particularly in repeating phrases. In Arabic music, there are a lot of repeats, and it's often that the first iteration of the melody needs to be different from the second iteration of the melody. We'll go into that in a bit. And number 5, understand how and where to use each ornamentation technique, which we are going to go into now. Each ornamentation technique is different. Each one has a unique purpose, and you need to understand how to use them, where to use them, and where not to use them.